I am relaxed. I know that replenishment is key to a healthy life.
Good morning, and welcome to Ignite Your Sparkle with Chris. A coffee chat and no-nonsense coaching to stratospheric success in every aspect of your life. On a mission, changing the Joes of this world. Minimum, one a day. Day by day, every day. Every day. Go and sparkle your magic impact.
Well, hello, it is Wednesday, October the 20th, and I hope you're having a great week so far and you are looking forward to my today's podcast. I am relaxed. I know that replenishment is key to a healthy life. How do you like to kick back, chill out, and really relax? This sounds as it would be a simple question, but I can't be alone in having spent several evenings over the past couple of months slumped on the sofa, watching TV, while my eyes flicker across Twitter, Facebook, as well 5 different WhatsApp groups on my phone. Relaxing is increasingly difficult in our always-on digital world. This first struck me a couple of years ago when I had to stop exercising after an injury. Exercise had always been my go-to me-time activity, and without it, I felt totally lost. I recently started again, but having only one means to de-stress now feels very limited, and I'm not even sure it counts as relaxing. It's quite hard work and inherently competitive. When I find myself at home with a free evening, I often have no idea what to do, and inevitably end up staring emptily at one screen or another for hours before stumbling off to bed, wondering where the time has gone. This seems to be a common problem. The actor Diane Keaton recently said, "I wouldn't know what to do with a week off." Gwen Stefani said that whenever she has any downtime, she feels as if she is panicking a bit or trying to plan the next thing. Elon Musk, when asked what he usually does after work, said, "Usually more work," which does not seem to be turning out well for him. The need of simple source of relaxation can be seen in the initial surge in popularity of the adult coloring book by Tony Robbins, as well as last year's 13.3% increase in sales of books providing spiritual guidance and how to live in a hectic world, and Headspace, the meditation app that's been downloaded more than 15 million times. Those of us who spent money on these products were presumably searching for answers to some of the same questions, and many of us are still looking. According to a report this summer, most people in the world are dependent on their digital devices and need a constant connection to the internet. It found that 78% of us own a smartphone, rising to 95% of 16 to 24 years old. We check these phones on average every 12 minutes of our waking times, with 54% of us feeling that the devices interrupt our conversations with friends and family, and 40% of us feeling that we spend too much time online. We can't relax with them, and we don't know how to relax without them. 7 in 10 of us never turn them off. Some psychologists say they see the problem every day in their consulting room, and it's getting worse. One stated she noticed a rise in her practice, certainly over the last 3 to 5 years, of people finding it increasingly difficult to switch off and relax. And it's across the lifespan, from age 12 to 70. The same issue comes up again and again: technology, phones, work, emails, and social media. Kicking back in front of one screen or another does have its place. Sometimes people describe not being engaged in what they're looking at, totally zoning out, not knowing what they've done for the last half hour. You can view this almost as dissociation, periods of time when your mind is so exhausted and overwhelmed, it takes itself out of the situation. That's unlikely to be nourishing in any way. Maybe that is why after I've spent an evening staring emptily at Twitter or dropping off in front of the TV, less Netflix and chill, more Netflix and nap, I wake up feeling as if I have eaten a load of junk food. I have confused feeling brain dead with feeling relaxed. The psychoanalyst David Morgan of the Institute of Psychoanalysis believes that for many of us, this deadening retreat to our screen is both a reason for and a consequence of the fact that we no longer know how to relax and enjoy ourselves. Our screens and what we use them for are all techniques of distraction, he says. People have got so used to looking for distraction that they actually cannot stand an evening with themselves. It is a way of not seeing oneself, because to have insight with oneself requires mental space. And all these distraction techniques are used as a way of avoiding getting close to the self. Some people simply never get around to thinking about how they want to spend their time. People say they are so busy doing the shoulds, whether that is working, caring for family, or being part of a demanding friendship, that by the time an evening or weekend comes around, when they might do what they want, there is no energy or motivation left for anything but flopping out. That's a difficulty, because how is life enjoyable or satisfying in the long term if you're only doing what you should do the whole time? For others, the notion of being in touch with their own needs and desires is totally alien. People who grow up in a family environment that centered around the needs of a sibling or a parent might have spent their whole lives never being asked about what they wanted to do. It might genuinely be something you have never considered before. For those people, identifying something they might find enjoyable, relaxing, and pursuing it can be a huge life-changing shift. It can be quite dramatic. Another problem is that it can be tricky to untangle our own wishes from those of the people around us. It can take a lot of time and effort to discover where your enjoyment ends and your partner begins. But researching the matter how to identify different occupations that might relax me, I begin to feel optimistic. I think back to how I liked to pass the time when I was young, the quiet times sitting reading a book, the more rowdier times with my friends. I resolved to make more time to do the adult version of these things. Then I realize I am making excuses most of the time. If I could redirect the evenings that I'm already wasting on screens, that would be a good start. The fact is, I do already do all these idle things occasionally, but sometimes it feels as if being in the world is too much and I need to disappear from it by losing myself in a screen. It is almost like I crave that brain dead feeling, even though I know it isn't good for me. Self-development on a daily basis is helping me to think about the reasons why I might do this. And it is almost like therapy, and it can be an important pathway out of the being stuck in a screen-gazing rut, because it somewhere makes me a person that is encouraged to use my own mind. However, I have found that not running away from things but confronting them and reflecting on them can feel as exhausting as the running itself. It is difficult, disturbing work, but in a room with yourself and a good self-development book, and the author literally calling you out for action, help me to make sense of things, and it's almost like a relief. We all have these various ways of distracting ourselves from the most important facts of life. And then we live and then we die. Having a mind to help you think about things, it is a way to manage this very frightening fact of life, that we have spent too much time on useless things and neglect our healthy life. So do it tonight and switch off your phone and spend some time with yourself and start this incredible journey of self-discovery. You will not regret it. And that was it for today, and I wish you now an awesome Wednesday.